For me, the most important things when I build any blockchain dApp for the clients or for any project, and that I don't want to spend huge amount of time for writing the old repetitive work and building everything from scratch. So ThirdWeb is one of the powerful tools which you can include right from this moment for building any future dApp which you have imagined. So in this video, I'll give you a complete walkthrough that how you can initialize the ThirdWeb project in your Visual Code Studio, how you can write the contract, how you can do the all the configuration, and the best part is ThirdWeb provide visual representation. So just imagine that you have written a smart contract and you want to test, you want to know that how you can connect with the front end. So everything will be provided to you. All you have to do is to initialize this in your project and deploy your contract, and you can able to call your contract right in this ThirdWeb interface. So I'll talk about every single thing which you have to know, and once you cover this, you will become master of ThirdWeb, that how you can utilize in your project. Here I have opened VS Code Studio, and this is the main directory. I have created a folder by the name Web3, and inside this folder I have this folder Web. So this is the entire project which I have already deployed to the ThirdWeb, and I'm going to show you that how you can do it from scratch. So let's come back to the main directory. So here I'm in my main directory and I'm going to create the ThirdWeb project. So let me go back to the previous command. So I'll go up, and this is the command which I have to run. So make sure you guys have to type exactly the same command. So let me zoom a bit. So this is the command you have to write. You don't need to install anything. All you have to do is straight away open your VS Code Studio, and this is the select the directory in which you have to initialize the project, and this is the command you have to write: npx thirdweb latest create contract, and hit enter. This is going to initialize the ThirdWeb project like this. So it will say ThirdWeb, this is the version you're going to utilize it, and you have to give the name to your folder. So by the time I'll go with the same name. So I'll go with the ThirdWeb contract. So I'll hit enter, and here you have two options. You can go with Froggy and you can go with Hardhat. So we all use Hardhat in our channel, so I'll go with Hardhat. And here you have to give the name of your contract. You can call whatever you want. So I'll simply hit enter, and here you will have a couple of options. ThirdWebs comes with a lot of pre-built template which you can utilize it. So we have this ERC20, we have ERC721, we have ERC1155. So it will give you all the contract which you all have to do is to initialize, but we will go with the empty contract. So hit enter, and here it's going to install all the dependency which you need to create your ThirdWeb contract project. Okay, so just wait, this will take a little bit time, and after that everything would be ready, and we have to do a couple of configurations, and that's we are ready for that. So just wait, let the installation process get completed. So by the time it's installing, I just want to show you something. So come here and go back to the resources doc sections. This is the entire documentation you can able to find, that how you can integrate with the React Native, TypeScript, Python. So there's tons of things we have it here. Now let's come back to the where we can go. So what is the name of that? So let's come back here. Let's go back to the products, and let's come back to the solution. We have the resources. Where is it? Let's click on the start building, and here is the best part. Here you will find all the pre-built template contracts which exist on ThoughtBit platform, and all you have to do is to utilize it. So you can click on this browse contract and it will open all the contracts. So just imagine that you want to create an NFT drop platform, so you can simply initialize this one. You can initialize the marketplace. So if you want to create a marketplace, you can create that. This is the membership, this is the editor drop token, stake ERC20 token. So there is all these things you will have. In that way, the thing you were doing earlier, so just imagine that you are building any one of this project and it was taking you only half an hour to 1 hour for doing the entire basic setups, but using this platform, all you have to do is to initialize it, and you will have everything for the setups. All you have to do is to modify it a little bit into the contract, and you can able to have everything. So you can see you will have bunch of information. So you can read the data, you can write the data, you can read and write, and that's what we're going to do exactly. So let's come here. Before I explain too much, let's come back to the code. So here we are in this. So you can see that we have successfully created the ThirdWeb contract in our project, and these are the command you can initialize. So this is for the build command, this is for the deploy command, and this is for the run publish command. So what I will do, I'll simply going to clear the terminal. So I'll clear the terminal. Now I'm going to rename this. I'll say new. Okay, let's call it new, and yes, I want to change it. So the name is changed, and here you will find all the folder and files the ThirdWeb will create. So this is the first folder you will have contract. If you open that, in that you will have the contract. So we have defined the empty contract. So this is the contract we have. Now I'm going to rename this. So I'll say, because I'm building a project, so this is the contract name and this is the contract we are building, tracking.so. So this contract is going to be a very special one, because in that contract we're going to focus that how we can manage the entire distribution system for the product on the blockchain. So we're going to track that whether delivery is completed, whether we have the stock. So all of those things I'm currently working. The project is ready. Okay, so that's the project will come very soon. Within 3 days it will be live, so you guys can follow that. Okay, it's going to be based on the distribution managements, which is going to be on the blockchain. So this is our smart contract file, and this is the node module, this is the get ignore, which you guys already know, and this is our hardware config file. So we have the sortie, we have the basic scripting optimizer. These are the important ones which you have to initialize. And if you come back to the package.json file, here you will have all the tools which you need. So we have this dev dependency as a ThirdWeb contract. We have the dev dependency hardware, and this is the script we're going to run. So we're going to run this one for the deploy one. That looks fine, but before we do anything, you have to do a basic configuration here in the hardware config file, because this contract we're going to deploy not locally. You can, but we're going to deploy on Gorilla test network. Okay, so what I will do, I'll come here, I'll go back to my browser and I'll come here, and first thing I have to do is I have to search for, let's say, Gorilla RPC URL. Okay, RPC URL. So this is the search you have to do, and because we are deploying the contract to the Gorilla test network, so we have to get the RPC URL for that. So this is the RPC URL. If I come here, and this is the website you have to click on. So click on this, and once you click on that, here you will find all the endpoints which you can include. So we have mainnet, we have testnets, and in testnet we have Gorilla. So that's the one we have to pick. So simply copy that one and come back to your VS Code Studio. And what I will do, for the time being, I'm going to keep it like this. So just paste the RPC URL, because here we have to do the configurations, and we need one more data. We need our private key for the wallet, the account we're going to utilize it. So let's click here in the MetaMask, and this is the account I'm going to use it. It's a test account, that's why I'm showing you the private key. So I'll click here, I'll go back to the not here, I'll click here, I'll go click here, and I'll click on this account details, and I'll click on export private key, and here I'm going to type my credential. Okay, so once you type that, you will have your private key. Don't use because this is the test network I'm using. There is no real ether I have in the account. So I'll come back here, and this is the private key. Okay, so I have the private key, I have the RPC URL, both are looking fine to me. And now we have to get a couple of test ether for doing the test. Okay, and that's also pretty easy. For that we can say Gorilla faucet, and this will give us the test faucet which you can utilize for testing the contract, for deploying the contract. Click on this very first one, and here it will open the browser, open the application. So make sure you have to create your account on Acmeli. So this is powered by Acmeli. So first you have to create an account. So I have already created my account, so I have to simply click on login, and here you can see that I'm successfully logged in. So if you haven't created an account, make sure to create an account on Acmeli. So I have logged into my application. Now what I will do, I'll click here, I'll come back to the MetaMask, and I'm going to simply copy this address, and I'm going to paste this here, and I'm going to request for ether. Okay, please capture. Okay, I have to click on this because I'm not a robot. Click on this set, and it's going to transfer the couple of ether. As you can see that it says that currently I cannot receive the ether because I have already received ether in my wallet today. That's why I cannot. But in your case, if you haven't received, you will get the ether in your wallet address, and I have this ETH in my this wallet address. Okay, so I hope you guys have got the ETH in your wallet address. Now let's come back to the code and let's test this out. So this is what I have. Now what I will do, I'm not going to do the configuration by myself. For that I will come here, I'll go here into this hardware config file, and you can see this is the exact thing which I have to take. So what I will do, I'll simply grab this one. I'll going to grab this entire code because that's the exact thing we have to write. Come back to the new one and go back to the hardware config file, and here I'm going to simply paste this. Okay, paste this. So if I come here, you can see what I have here. So this is the same sortie version we have the default network is going to be Gorilla, and here we have done the configuration for our network. So we have this hard hat, we have the Gorilla test network RPC URL, we have the private key of our account, and this is the setting optimization we have to do. Okay, so hope these things make sense to all of you guys, and we have done all the configuration. Now let's come here, and now we're going to deploy the contract. And deploying contract is really very easy. Come back to the deploy script, and this is the command we have to run. So click here, type n. So what is the command I have to write? I forgot. So this is the command you have to write, npm run dev. So simply hit enter, and this we're going to deploy the contract. So just wait, let me see what's the problem I have with this. So it says that first thing I have to get into the, okay, my bad. So I have to get into this folder. So I'll say cd, and I have to get into this new folder, and then I have to run this command. Okay, so I'll do say npm run dev, and here you can see that it's initializing the project, and it will take a little bit time. First it's going to install all the Solidity version which we are utilizing in our contract, and it's going to compile us. You can see the process is happening of the contract, and here the parameter written deploy array JSON in your project directory. So we are getting our JSON, so just wait. And here it's updating the contract data, and when it's doing, you will find the artifact file is also get created. We have this cache and everything, so just wait. This will take a little bit time. In your case it might take 2 minutes, and here it will automatically open this the URL in your browser. So what I will do, I'll simply copy that one. I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to open in my Chrome browser. So I'll simply come here. Before I do that, let's come here in my Visual Code Studio, and you can see that our contract is successfully deployed, and this is the URL we have got. So you can simply copy that one, and you can come back to your browser. You can pick any browser and simply paste that. It will automatically open the ThirdWeb this interface, and here you have to simply do certain things. Okay, so we have already initialized our contract on this URL, and here you can see that we have fetched the network, and all we have to do is to click on this deploy. You can see right now I'm using this wallet address, and I have this ether. So you have to have ether in your wallet to make this transaction and deployment. So click on this deploy now. Once you click on this deploy now, it's going to make 2 transactions. So here you can see this is the first transaction we are making. Click on confirm, and it's going to take a little bit time. It might take 1 or 2 minutes, so just wait. It's going to take a little bit time. So your wallet will prompt up to sign the transaction, so it will happen quickly. Just wait. It's deploying the contract, and here you can see our contract is got deployed, and this is the second transaction we are making. You can able to find the account where we are doing this, the value, the gas amount, the nuisance, and the entire data we are transferring, and this is the chain ID we have used for the Gorilla test network. So click on this sign, and it's going to make another transaction. So just wait. Adding to dashboard, so this will add the entire contract into our dashboard so we can interact. So you can see here is the best part, and that's why I really like this ThirdWeb, because it will give you a visual representation about the entire contract. You can easily able to interact with your contract right on this dashboard. So if you come here, this is the name of the contract. You can see this is the address. You can able to explore the event. So whatever transaction will happen, that's all you can easily able to explore here. So let's come here to the build. So this is the build command which I will come. So this is the build command. So if you want to build dApp, so this is the contract which is deployed, and here you will find the pre-built code which you can simply call in your project. So if you're building a JavaScript project, React Native, Web3 button, Python, Go, so all you have to do is to simply grab this piece of code, and it will connect you with your contract with the Gorilla test network, and you can easily able to make all the requests. Okay, so that's the beauty of this ThirdWeb Web3 provider. Okay, now we have this explorer, and this one is really fascinating for me. Okay, because let's come here. Why it's taking a little bit time, so just wait. It's taking a little bit time for fetching the informations. So let's come back to the event. So right now you can see that there is no event we have right now. Let's come back to the settings. If you come back to the setting, we haven't installed the extension, which is not that important. Come back to the source, and here you will find the contract source. So if you click here you will find the entire ABI of the contract. If you click on this tracking, so okay, my bad, because I forgot to paste the entire contract code, and that's why you can see we have nothing in here. So what I will do, I'll come back here, my bad, sorry. So I'll simply clear my terminal, And now I'll simply come here, I'll go back to the Web3, and here from here I'm going to simply grab this entire contract which I have already written. And make sure you guys follow this particular project which will become live on Thursday or maybe a Friday. This one is absolutely amazing one. Okay, so I will explain everything in that. So I'll simply grab this entire contract, I'll come back to the contract, I'll come here and I'm going to simply paste here. I'll paste here. So this is the entire contract I have written for the tracking industry, product tracking distributor system. Now I'm going to simply redeploy the contract. Okay, so let me close this one, open up your terminal, and make sure we are in the same folder, new folder, this one, and we have to call deploy function. So I'm going to call npm run deploy, and this will deploy the contract one more time. And here we are, you can see our contract got compiled successfully. This is the name of the contract, and here it's open. So grab this one and call this one, come here and simply come back here, come here and simply paste, hit enter, and we have to again deploy the contract. So we have to make the transaction, so click on this deploy now. Again we have to make two transactions, so this is the first transaction we have to make, and it says that you don't have enough ether in your contract. Okay, that's my bad, so I don't have enough ether in my wallet. So what I will do, fail to make the transactions, I can come back to the, let's say, Gorilla Faucet. Let's see, can I get some ether? I'll copy the address, I'll come back to the Gorilla Faucet, click here, and I can simply paste this one, like not this one, what I'm copying. Come here, copy the address, paste here, and I have to click on this and make a request. So it's saying that please add ETH to your wallet too. Okay, so here you can see that I have already deployed two contract. You can see this is the previous contract which I have deployed when I interacted with this one. So let me come back to my edit code. So you can see this is the URL you will get, and in your case you have to simply paste this and you have to make the two transactions the way we did. And you can see this is the one which I have already deployed on the Gorilla test network. So I will show you in this example, not this one, because I don't have enough ETH in my wallet to make the transaction. So I'll come here and you can see this is the contract which I have already deployed. I'll click on this tracking, and in this you will find the similar interface. Okay, and here you will find the overview of the entire contract. So let's come back to the build. So this is how you can integrate. This is the explore section, and here is the best part. So in the contract we have two different type of function. One is for reading the data and the other one is for writing. So you can simply switch. So these are the function which I have created for reading the data. So if I want to read the data for shipping, so these are the data I have to provide. I have to provide the sender ID, address, and the index. If I want to get the count for the particular user, I have to provide his address. If I want to get the shipment data, I have to call this some function. In that I don't need to pass any data. All I have to do, I have to simply call it. This is the one we have, shipments. In that I have to provide the key and the key. These are true data. And if I want to write it, for writing, all I have to do is to call this function. So we have this three function: complete shipment, we have this create shipment, and we have this start shipment. So I'll click on the start shipment, and here I have to provide all of the data. So if I come back to the contract, so why I'm going there, if I come back to the source code, this is the contract we have, this is the entire contract, and here you will find that this is the contract we have written for creating shipments, and these are the data we are passing: receive, pickup, distance, and price. If I close this one, and here you will have the ABI of the contract, the same thing. And if I come back to the explore, and that's the exact data we have to provide in create shipment. So we have to provide the sender, receiver, and index. So what I will do, I'll simply grab this address. This is going to be the sender, and I'll say this is the sender, and for the receiver I'm going to say, and I'm going to change couple of data. Okay, so this says invalid, not a big deal. I'll say come here, ether scan, and here I'm going to simply grab the address, the demo address I have. So this is the address which I want to grab it. Come here and simply paste the address. So this is the address for the data. Okay, so hope this thing makes sense. So you can see the balance is already getting fetched, and here I have to pass the the index. So the initial index is going to be 0 for the particular transactions. I'll say, let's go to the 0. Okay, now I have to make this transaction. So I will click on this execute, and it's going to execute my transaction. You can see it's executing, and here it's got rewarded. I got this error because I don't have enough balance in my contract, and that's why I'm getting an error. Okay, so this is the best part. You can easily able to interact with your contract right up here, and you can test, and that's give you the real power. So this is the source code. You will have the source code, you will have the ABI, you will have the settings, which is not that important. For this you have to install the extensions. This is the event. So whatever transaction you will make, that's all transaction you're going to find, because in our contract we have a couple of events. So if I open this console log here, you will have this all event, and this event will initialize whenever we call any one of these functions. Okay, so we have this events. Right now it's loading, it's trying to fetch. Now we have this explore, which you can able to call this write and read function. We have, this is the build command we have here. You can easily able to connect and build your dApp. React, copy the snippets and paste in your .app.js, and this is the overview. So hope this entire thing makes sense to all of you guys. Now you guys know that how you can connect with the blockchain using this third wave, and it's so easy. You can see that we are not building any deploy scripts. Everything is getting created by and done by Web3. So if you click on this RPC URL here, you will find all the RPC endpoints for different networks. So if you want to deploy to the mainnet, you can simply grab this one. For Gorilla, grab this one. Polygon, grab this one. Mumbai, RBT1. So there's tons of blockchain. You can see we have so many blockchains. So at least you have to know how you can work around this. And if you really want to test on localhost, so you can use it by using hardhat, because right now they don't have this localhost one. So hope this entire thing makes sense to all of you guys, and now you guys going to build your project using this third wave, which is so powerful. And if you guys really want me to build a project using this third wave, then do let me know in the comment section. I'm going to include a project where I will show you that how you can include the SDK. And the best part is that when you will call the contract function, so the way we did in the earlier project is totally different from that. Okay, and that's the power of SDK, the SDK which this third wave will provide you. Okay, so make sure to give a like and share your thoughts in the description, and do let me know guys, you guys really want me to make a video on this, so I will definitely include where I can explain you that how you can utilize and build your dApp using this third wave platform. With that, I'm ending this video. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.